Hi and welcome to our program. Today we are visiting Forbi Gadeliv to understand a little bit better about their projects, such as Pant for Pant, Poverty Walk and South Harbour Janitors. Let's check it out. That it's like a therapy for the guides. Do you have any other like specific goals with Poverty Walk?
It is to bring out the message how twisted our society is, if I may use that word, because personally I find the society so twisted. We are down here at the harbour, and as you noticed, we have Værstedet, Skraldecaféen, there's us, who are trying to help those who are on the lowest stand in society, and 100 meters away is a headquarter from the biggest bank in Denmark.
Yeah.
So the contrast between rich and poor, if you want to put it that way, is so visible down here. And that is also a motivating factor for us who are working with it and trying to do projects and to give people possibilities to better themselves in one way or another, so they can get a better personal life, a better life,
Okay. Okay. Then just to finish up with this, with the Poverty Walk, with this project, we started by talking about the history of it, and I remember that the first time we talked, you were saying that the first years were a bit.
To start was the thought, well, can we get like 4 or 5 tours in a month, 100 people in total? Then it's positive, because then we can bring out the message and so forth. And in the beginning, of course, it's a bit slow because we need to make a name, a brand for ourselves and so forth. But over the years, it accelerated slowly to year 2 and year 3. Then it started to move on. And then it really catched on. And in 2019, the year before Corona, we had approximately 950 different tours in 1 year. Then we had Corona, of course, but still many tours. And now this year we are getting back to normal, and next year we hopefully make a record year again or match 21. But if we look at how many tours we have and the average number of people that is on a tour, so in 2019 we spoke to approximately 14,000 people.
Yeah, that's really a lot.
And this year we'll reach around at least 10,000 people who are listening to a guide's story. And that's the way to go, because the more you communicate out to the society, to people in person.
Yeah.
One thing is, when you read the newspaper, well,
you're a bit detached from it.
Yeah, you get detached, or you forget what you saw or whatever. When you're on a tour, and that's some of the responses we get. The guide, when they meet a guest up in town, the guest come, I was on a guide tour with you the other day and it was wow. But we also go get letters in between that tells what it had done to the group, either a youngster group or an adult group or an elderly group or whatever. We get these responses. That was so fantastic, and we talked about it all the time. One letter we had, that was a group of youngsters for confirmation preparation. They've been on a tour, and that was a parent who had written to us, or written to the priest who had written to us. I don't remember exactly. But normally, he said, when my son is coming home from school, he don't talk about anything about school. But that day, he came home and said, do you know what I experienced today? And then he talked about like 14, 15.
Okay.
It's made him such a big impression in him that he went home and said to his parents for the first time in like month what had happened in school and whatever. And when we get those kinds of responses, then of course we are being happy, we're getting happy, but also it proved to us the meaningfulness of it all. And that's
what you do this for.
Yeah, exactly.
Just two small questions. First one, during the pandemic, how was it for the guides? Because you could not have
it was
tours.
hard, and not just only for the guides, for everybody. We had the restrictions, so we were marked like everybody else with mask and 2 meter separation and everything. That was one thing, but for the guides it was hard because they couldn't make the same amount of money. They get paid by the tour. But also some of them felt I would call it a kind of despair, because they were used to like once a week in average going out and doing this, and suddenly this emptiness came for like month. And that is or can be depressing. But it was not just that was a problem, because some also, like we are talking later about Pen for Pens as a project, some are collecting bottles in the streets. And suddenly no people on the streets, there's no bottles on the streets, so whatever. And that was one of the things I told on the tours. We still had some tours in periods during the pandemic. And they asked, what do you do as what do homeless do? Well, think about it, there's no bottles in the street. And then some of the listeners, oh, I never thought of that. Of course. Who's Forbi-sælgere, those who are selling the paper, they couldn't sell the paper because, so it was not just the guy, it was everybody who got pushed or put back in this, like everybody else got hurt, or what you should call it, inflicted. That's the word that I will use. So.
Yeah, that sounds quite harsh.
It could be, it can be, yeah. But then it was important for us to talk with the guides and try to keep the spirits up, and said, well, this pandemic won't last forever, and we are coming strong back and everything and so forth, and we tried to make it so everybody had the possibility to get a tour when we had tours, of course. But the tours was halved from 19 till 2020 and 2021.
Jeg har været med helt fra starten af, så jeg har faktisk været guide i 10 år. I starten, da jeg var guide, der var jeg hjemløs, og jeg var ude i misbrug. Og den dag i dag, 10 år efter, er jeg faktisk i bolig og er ude af misbrug. Ja. Så jeg har altså gjort det her i 10 år. Forleden dag blev vi enige om, at vi havde 10 års jubilæum, fordi vi var kagesyge. Hvorfor jeg gør det? I starten, da jeg gik guidetur, gjorde jeg det jo måske mest for at tjene nogle penge ved siden af min pension. Jeg var ude i misbrug, så jeg kunne godt bruge nogle ekstra penge dengang. Men lige så stille, jo flere guideture jeg gik, og jo mere jeg fortalte min historie, jo mere fik jeg også faktisk en forståelse af mit egen liv og min egen historie. Så guidetur har gjort rigtig meget for mig. Jeg startede meget med at fortælle om de steder, hvor jeg sov henne på gaden. Jeg fortalte rigtig meget om mit misbrug, hvordan jeg lavede penge til mine stoffer, og flyttede ind i fokus for det følelsesmæssige. Men pludselig så begyndte jeg også at tage fat i det, der rørte sig inde i mig. Jeg begyndte at tænke over, hvor mine forældre kom fra, og hvorfor de ikke gjorde tingene anderledes, end de gjorde. lige så stille, så gik det faktisk hen og blev terapeutisk for mig at gå de her guideture. Og jo flere guideture jeg gik, jo mere fik jeg sådan styr på min egen historie faktisk. Så i dag, når jeg går guideture, så handler det selvfølgelig også om værstedet på den anden side, om gadeliv, som vi sidder i nu, i de her lokaler. Og jeg fortæller selvfølgelig også om de forskellige ting, vi kommer forbi, muligheder der er for udsatte mennesker i byen. Men egentlig har jeg faktisk allermest fokus på min egen historie, når jeg går guideture i dag. Kontra de første ture, jeg gik, hvor jeg havde fokusen ude fra mig selv af. Det er ret personligt. Altså, når jeg går guideture, så har jeg valgt at blotte mig fuldstændig. Så en ting er, at jeg piller ikke bare tøjet af kroppen, jeg piller huden af helt ind til knoglerne. Så det er meget personligt for mig. Og når jeg går de her guideture, så det kan være meget alvorligt. Vi kan både grine og græde på mine ture faktisk. Og så er det også alt efter, hvad humør jeg selv er i. Så min guidede tur er aldrig sådan helt fast. Man ved aldrig, hvad der sker på en guidede tur. Hvis jeg har haft noget, der har fyldt rigtig meget i dagene op til, så kommer det også til at fylde på min guidetur. Hvis jeg har været ked af et eller andet, så fortæller jeg også om det. Eller hvis jeg har været rigtig glad for noget, så fortæller jeg også om det. Så jeg er meget åben på min guidetur faktisk. Flere gange har jeg faktisk været inde for at sige op, fordi jeg tænkte, at jeg ikke rigtig er en del af gadelivet mere, fordi jeg ikke selv opholder mig derude. Men jeg har fundet ud af, at det er min historie, der er den vigtigste. Ja.
Do you have any funny stories or peculiar situations?
Ja, jeg har en sjov historie, jeg altid fortæller. Det er, at vi udsatte mennesker, vi er jo lige så forskellige, som alle andre mennesker er forskellige. Og når man opholder sig ude på gaden, så er der de andre udsatte, man snakker med, dem man drikker kaffe med, dem man tager stoffer med, dem man slåsser med, og så er der dem, man aldrig har udviklet et ord med, men man selv har studeret. Og der var der en ældre mand, som altid havde en lyseblå, lidt lyseblå, ligesom den her lyseblå skjort på, og den var altid nystrøgen. Og jeg undrede mig altid over, hvor han som hjemløs fik strøgen sin skjort hen. Og en dag, hvor jeg ligger på en sofa nede på Kirkens Kors, så kommer den her ældre mand, så tager han sådan en stol hen ved siden af, hvor jeg ligger, og så spørger han mig sådan ud af det blå, har du husket at gøre noget godt for dig selv i dag? Det havde jeg nok ikke helt, men fordi jeg var høflig, så spurgte jeg ham, har du gjort noget godt for dig selv? Så fortæller han mig, at hver evig eneste morgen, så går han ned på Hotel Atlantic, det ligger hernede ved hovedbiblioteket. Så går han ind i forhallen, så tager han lige jakken hen over armen. Så trykker han på knappen til elevatoren og kører op på øverste etage, hvor der var morgenbuffet. Og så satte han sig ned ved den smukkeste udsigt ud over Aarhus Havn. Fandt Jyllandsposten, sad og bladrede lidt i den. Og så gik han op til buffeten og fyldte godt med morgenmad på tallerkenen. Sætter sig ned og spiser sin morgenmad. Nyder udsigten ud af vinduet. Og når klokken er lidt i 10, så begynder han at pakke sammen, fordi så lukker restauranten. Og så tager han samme tur ned igen, og så spørger jeg ham, bliver du da aldrig opdaget? Så sagde han, nej, men hvis de unge piger oppe i restauranten, de kigger lidt for meget, så forsvinder jeg en uges tid. Eller 14 dage, så går jeg på cabin i stedet for, sagde han. Det var et andet hotel i byen. Og så siger han, men deres morgenmad kan ikke måle sig med Atlantics. Så det var en måde, han klarede sig på. Og en dag så spørger jeg ham, hvor får du strøgen din lyseblå skjort hen? Så fortalte han, at der var en ældre dame i en genbrugsbutik rundt om hjørnet, som han havde flirtet med i mange år. Og hun strøg altid en skjort til ham, når der kom lyseblå nye skjorter ind i hans størrelse, så strøg hun den hanken klar til ham. Så der er mange forskellige måder at klare sig på som udsat, ja.
Is there anything else you would like to add?
Ja, så vil jeg rigtig gerne dele, at alle folk burde gå med på sådan en guidetur her. Der der har de lige præcis muligheden for at komme rigtig tæt på et udsat menneske, enten i der er hjemløs eller har været hjemløs. Og så kan man få svar på alle de spørgsmål, der går over en, når man møder os rundt omkring i byen, eller ser et eller andet på tv, eller får en udsat som nabo. Det er en rigtig god idé at komme og gå en guidetur. Det kan jeg kun anbefale til det.
We have so many other things. I could talk forever about Poverty Walk, but it's not the only thing that we're doing here in our NGO. We have Sydhavnsbedellerne. Our janitor service started like 4 years ago, and that was the idea. Well, those who won't be a guide because they don't want to be a guide, can't be a guide, not suited for being a guide, or whatever it is, like I said before, what can we do for them? And we had an area here where we have drug abuse in our backyard. It's no secret. And that gives garbage, not just normal garbage, but also dangerous garbage, needles, syringes, and whatever it is. And we got the idea, why can't we do it like we put them to work? Ask them if they want to participate in keeping the area clean.
So you brainstormed with them before?
And then they get paid for it, like the guides. Not the same amount of money, but they get paid. And then we started up the project, like that was 2 days a week, and now it's 3 days a week. And they come, like you saw, at 9:20. They get their tasks and they go out in the area, and it has evolved into something quite nice, quite big, because we not just doing cleaning work down here, but it's Jyllandsposten, it's the capitalists, Danske Bank. They are our customers. We keep their area clean, and everybody in Århus know we are building like forensic. Århus and down here at the harbor now also, and so forth. And some of the developers have this social means that and have the idea everybody should be included in the society. So what can we do to bring something for us, or give us something? So they have hired us to clean up the building sites. So we have had 3, 4, 5 different building sites on Århus. Now we have here at the South Harbor 2 building sites where they are working. So they are making, the guys, making an income so we can continue our work, because we are not funded. We don't get money from the state or the community. We are making the money ourselves on guided tours, on the janitors at the Sydhavnsbedellerne, or pen for pens. So of course it's beautiful to see that we are supported by others who wants to hire us in. And in that perspective we have the possibility to give the opportunity to work with different things depending on where and what you want.
Yeah, that is also very important.
Yeah, it is.
Since the Poverty Walk started and until the South Harbor Janitors started, it was kind of a long period?
Like 5 years. Then it's the idea started, and Sydhavnsbedellerne has existed approximately 4 years now, 4.5 years maybe.
So did you have any other projects in between, or maybe an idea that you tried that it didn't really work out?
We have a lot of ideas all the time, and most ideas get shut down.
Why?
But for many reasons, lack of funding, lack of motivation. Maybe we had an idea that was not that great an idea anyway. Maybe we should rethink the whole thing and do others. But that's the idea of getting ideas. Haha, no pun intended. No, it's if you get enough ideas, then some of the ideas can be realized.
Yeah.
And some of those realized ideas can be a success, because there will be failures.
Of course.
And we tried different things over the years, and that was maybe not. Yeah, one moment. That was maybe not the greatest idea. We had to rethink it, and that could maybe be a response from those who we wanted to do something for. They said, "No, we don't want to do that." Okay, why? Well, because this and this and that. Okay. Then we take this response and rethink the whole thing. Can we do it in another perspective? Can we do it in another way or whatever? And every corporate will tell you the same. For every 10 ideas, one maybe is realized, and when you have 100 ideas, 10 realized, maybe 2 is becoming a success. Not that we had that many ideas and that many failures, no, because we tried to figure out beforehand, is this possibly a success? And if we get to the knowledge, no, this is not probably not getting successful, then we don't start the project. Because the last thing these, including myself, persons need is a failure.
Yeah.
We try to make, as I told you with the guides, we're trying to make successes and bring out motivation in people. And if you starting giving people a failure, then it's even harder to continue the work and get them back up and get them motivated and so forth.
So during this brainstorm phase, do you take a lot into consideration what they think also, what the workers think also? Do they also come to you with specific ideas, trying to work it out?
Not so much that way around, but we know who we are working for and would like to work with.
Okay.
And from that perspective, what is our target group? We know the target group, and we let's say we get an idea, and that could maybe be something that could bring out something better in people, in any way. And then, of course, we see is there potential if we take that person, this person, and this person, and start a project around them, like we did with the guides. And then we talk about it, of course, with them also. And then maybe we put the ship in the water and not burn it on the beach.
Yeah.
And from then on, we always start in the small and try it out. But we are pretty sure when we start a project that it's going to be a success.
Yeah.
Because we
It
brainstorm a
makes
lot and we try really to figure things out beforehand. So as I said, we don't demotivate people, but motivate people.
Yeah. So this is the main office, right?
This is, our main room where we can have meetings and sit and have a cup of coffee, or if we feel like it, make a lunch for everybody. We do that sometimes. Maybe in the summertime, bring out the barbecue
So
at the back door.
assembling it.
The main office is in there, where me and my 2 colleagues are. And of course, when I say me and my 2 colleagues, that is the administration, because we have Jannik or Aske as foremen on the janitors. Betty, who is a guide, is also employed like 15 hours a week or something like that, and make different tasks for us. And we have a few, 2 more working low time. But we are 3, 2 full-time employed, and me 25 hours.
Okay.
And out here, that is where the janitors have their headquarters. Of course, room for when they are changing clothes to working clothes because it's dirty work, safety shoes, the tools they are needing, like the bike for all the tools and everything.
So they don't need to bring anything with them. Everything is in here.
No, those who are going to pick up trash, well, they have a bucket and a grabber to pick up with, and this is then the central point. When the bucket is full, they can tip it over in the bigger container or something like that. And the wagon with the sack and so forth, that is when we have 2 teams going each direction, of course. And out here, that's a back door. It's here where they're meeting every morning when work starts, Monday, Wednesday, Friday.
Så kan vi derovre.
Ja.
Jeg tror, sig dit navn.
Nå,
Sig noget, jeg er med, eller...
du er med. Du er med.
Tak.
Så gå ind og tag en vest på.
Jeg ønsker mig at tælle til 10 minutter.
Hvad mente han med det? Hvad er der galt? Det forstår du ikke.
I dag jeg skulle have gået i skole, men lad mig tælle til 10. Kan du gå, eller? Gå derud.
Nej, Ib, du tager ikke en spand derfra, fordi du kan godt se, at vi bruger de 2 spande på cyklen.
Okay.
Så du må finde en spand et andet sted, ikke også?
Er der flere, der har nogle værdier, de gerne vil have noget? Det har I gjort. Ja, så vi skal til banken.
Ja, okay.
Jeg har lige der spand, hvor den her.
Spanden, det er derude på cyklen, men skal du ikke over og lave mursten?
Det er mursten, ja.
Hvad er Aske? Skal du også sige noget til de der?
Ja, på et eller andet tidspunkt.
Skal de med over til murstenshold, eller hvad?
Jamen, hvis de er klar på det, altså, det må... Ja, jeg tænker måske, det er sådan lidt...
Jamen, det kunne faktisk godt være fedt, hvis de også så på en byggeplads, og så ville jeg godt have Camilla til sådan noget, hvis det endelig var.
Ja, men det gør vi da bare.
Hallo.
Jeg tror bare, de er klar på at få noget juice i kassen, altså.
Hey, den sti, der går fra, over til papirfabrikken, det er det eneste sted på byggepladsen, man må gå ud hjem. Der må de godt stå som filmhold, så tager vi bare lige et murstenshold ud til dem.
Ja. Nå ja, deromme i hjørnet der.
Ja, der må de godt gå ud hjem.
Ja.
Eller skal man det, man får ud.
Okay.
Så hvis vi står på den lille sti, der bag den her, så skal de ikke have hjælp på.
Jamen fint. Men er det ikke sådan noget med, så går vi bare lige en tur rundt med dem, og så går vi bare den vej nedad og venter med Danske Bank og sådan noget. Bare lige gå ned igennem Nåleparken, så tager vi dem med derned. Sætter dem af nede hos jer. Er det ikke bare det? Jeg har fået for lidt kaffe i dag. Kæft mand, den der festival, min døgnrytme, den er fucket op, ikke? Sådan, ja. Det gør det egentlig. Ja, det var for vildt.
Ja, det gør det. Ellers kan vi have flere.
Og vi har dem stadigvæk på besøg, de der 8 indoneser lige herhenne. Der bliver sagt med kørt nogle nudler og nogle smøger, altså.
Fedt nok.
Hvad siger du, Camille?
Ej, du fyldte den hele af, mand.
Ja, men jeg kan jo ikke stoppe igen, fordi de er her jo stadigvæk. Det er simpelthen for vildt,
Hvor lang tid skal de være her?
Til og med søndag, og så skal vi i studiet og indspille og alt muligt. Vi var lige deroppe i går.
That was it for this program, but stay tuned for the next one. In the meantime, don't forget to check our Facebook page, BURT, for updates on our schedules and programs. See you soon.